then shuttle those, that will then carry off those energized electrons. We'll shuttle them through the thylakoid membrane. And I think I introduced the term electron transport system in Wednesday's lecture. An electron transport system is a group of molecules in a membrane that can shuttle electrons. It's a group of molecules that in a sense acts like an electrical wire. And so that's what happens next. These guys are going to get passed into an electron transport system. Okay, so there you see that photosystem I was just showing you right there. All right, now let's see how we're doing time-wise. Well, give me about 5 more minutes. I want to introduce this figure right here. So there should be, in your notes, there should be a huge block of text that looks like this. And so this is where we get into the actual molecular detail of how the light-dependent reaction takes place. And so just to review here, the light-dependent reaction, the goal is to make ATP and NADPH high-energy molecules using the energy of sunlight. And so it's taking place in the thylakoid membrane, which is the membrane you see there. And there's actually 2 photosystems that are involved. One is called photosystem 2, and there's another one which I haven't shown you yet called photosystem 1, which is going to be located about there. And photosystem 2 operates first before photosystem 1. And so if you're like me, you'll probably say, why on earth is that happening? Well, it just comes down to when they were first researching this, they knew there were 2 photosystems, but they didn't know which one operated first. So they just kind of arbitrarily called one photosystem 2 and the other one photosystem 1. And then later on, as they found out how it worked, they saw that photosystem 2 actually went first, but it was too late to change the name at that point. So just accept it with a weary sigh that photosystem 2 goes before photosystem 1. All right, so the light shines on photosystem 2. You get 2 energized electrons, one and the other, trapped within the reaction center. And now we're going to start working or seeing how that electron transport system comes into play. Photosystem 2 energizes the electrons and passes them into this electron transport system. The first electron carrier of the electron transport system is called plastoquinone. That little blue colored thing right there. And plastoquinone is, well, it's part of the electron transport system, so it can shuttle electrons. Go back. Not done with you yet. There we go. All right, so it picks up the pair of electrons from photosystem 2's reaction center and shuttles them sideways through the membrane to the next part of the electron transport system, which is something that's called, it's a protein complex called the cytochrome complex. And that's what this pink-looking thing is. It is the cytochrome complex. So the high energy electrons, the energized electrons, end up there in the cytochrome complex. And this is how I'm going to diagram the cytochrome complex. The cytochrome complex is a protein. It's actually a group of proteins. But they have this cofactor right here, which, if you have a really good memory, I've showed you before. It's a cofactor called a heme cofactor. Anybody, well, maybe it's an obvious question. What protein in our bodies has a heme cofactor? Something inside your red blood cells. Hemoglobin, yeah. Hemoglobin is this protein inside our red blood cells that carries oxygen. And hemoglobin protein has a heme cofactor. Well, this cytochrome complex protein also carries a heme cofactor, but this particular one doesn't bind to oxygen the way ours does. This one binds to high energy electrons. The heme can hold high energy electrons. Here we go. There's a close-up of it. All right, so, well, maybe this is a good spot to end right here, but just as a preview for what we're going to see on Monday, the energy of those high energy electrons is used for active transport. Hydrogen ions from out here in the stroma get actively transported through this cytochrome complex to the inside. And as the process continues, more and more hydrogen ions are going to pile up inside the thylakoid membrane. Like that. And so eventually what you're going to get is a concentration gradient. That is, you're going to get a high concentration of hydrogen ions inside the thylakoid because they're being pumped in from the stroma. Like that. All right, and you might remember from the lecture, that is stored up energy. That's like water stored up behind a dam. Okay, well, we'll continue with this on Monday. So put your books and things away and take the quiz.